Magicians and gambling. There's certainly a relationship between the two, especially since for many magicians, the objective is Las Vegas. Now many people go to Vegas hoping to strike it rich and liberate millions of dollars. And Las Vegas is usually believed to be the magic capital of the world, and it's certainly one of the gambling capitals of the world. But you gotta be careful. You have to keep your wits about you, especially if a magician ever happens to invite you to a game of poker. Now, one of the reasons why the relationship between magicians and gambling exists is because many card sleights came from card cheating. And it just so happens that some time ago, I was invited by a fellow magician to have a friendly game of poker. As if there was anything friendly about it. But, at the time, I didn't have much better to do, and I decided, why the heck not? Now, another thing to keep in mind is that when magicians play poker, sometimes the rules change. For example, instead of a normal 5-card hand, we'd instead only be playing with 4 cards. So these will be his cards, and my cards as well. Only 4. In addition to all these, we'll have one more, a community card, for both of us to use. In this case, it's the 5 of clubs. Now in this game, when we started and I got my hand, I think I was in for a good night. Because, you see, although I had 1 jack, it wasn't just 1 jack. I actually had a 2nd jack, a 3rd jack, and all 4 jacks. Now 4 of a kind, 4 jacks. That's nice. And I immediately took all my chips, pushed them in, going all in. Not much that can beat a 4 of a hand, 4 of a kind. Unfortunately, my opponent looked at me, had a nice big smile, and pushed all of his chips in as well. So we're both all in. And I'm kind of freaking out. Did I make a mistake or something? Like, what can beat a 4 of a kind with jacks? Well, what beats a 4 of a kind with jacks? He showed me his cards. I had the jacks, and he had the kings. And yep, you can guess. He had not just 1 king, but he had a 2nd king, a 3rd king, and all 4 kings. Yeah, I was in trouble. Lots of money on the line, and he reaches forward to take them, and he hits his cards, and shows that, what do you know? He's cheating. He's got 5 cards. I pointed that out to him. He stopped. He leaned back, looked at the chips, looked at the cards on the table, then looked right at me, and he said, "Yeah, speak for yourself, Mr. Cheater." Well, I was accused of cheating. And he was absolutely right. Because I also had 5 cards. So now at this point, the situation is a little weird. We've both got 5 cards. We're both looking at each other, wondering, what should we do now? Then he came up with a proposal. He said, how about we take 1 card from each of our piles and change it? Now I already knew that was a trap because he still would have more kings than I would have jacks, and I would still be in trouble. But I agreed to his proposal anyways. So he took 1 of his kings and gave it to me, and I took 1 of my jacks and gave it to him. Now you might be wondering, why did I go along with such an idea if I knew I was in trouble? Well, see, I had an idea. See, with my cards, my plan was very simple. A little bit of magic. And now, I had the 10, the jack, the queen, the king, and the ace of hearts. I had myself a royal flush. I felt pretty good about that. Well, now, he looked at me, he looked at the cards, and he showed his hand. And what did he have? Well, he had the 10, the jack, the queen, the king, and the ace of spades. So now we both have royal flushes, hearts and spades. We sat back, we looked at each other, we looked at the cards, we looked at the money, We looked at each other again, and there was really only one thing we could do at this point, and that's just to split it, take back all our money, forget this game ever happened. And that's why you don't play poker with magicians.